see why I love Clearwater, Florida. There's Bryce Harper.
Oh, we got to show him. We got to show him.
Let's go.
Bryce.
You have to show us the tattoo, Bryce.
Got it.
Fanatic. Hey, that's team spirit right there. We also were inspired by you, Bryce. We agreed to get matching tattoos right here. Lauren Shahadi. Oh, and she got CY on hers. Hey, show her. Check them out. What is that?
Oh, can't win them all, big man. Sorry about that. 30 clubs, 15 days. Phillies baseball starts now.
Clearwater, Florida is the place to be. We are trying to hit all 30 clubs in 15 days, presented by T-Mobile, and we are radar locked on the Philadelphia Phillies. Welcome inside. Thrilled to have you with us. Lauren Shahadi, Chris Young. We learned so much at Phillies camp all day long. At the top of the list, you ready? Martial arts. You better be ready.
When you walk in, I know we're going to get into a lot of baseball today, but when you walk into their spring training complex, you see Bohm, Schwarber. You see every player that they have to the side working on jiu-jitsu, and you talking to all the players. This is a huge part of their routine. They want to be ready to go for whatever, keep the hip mobility going. Yeah. But if I'm another team, take note of that, because if things get real during the season, this is not the team you want to clear benches with.
They want to be strong. They want to be flexible. We also saw Dave Dombrowski. It's unbelievable, CY. He's a fixture, and he always goes out and gets what this team needs. The truth is, they got nice pieces. They didn't need much.
They didn't need much. The core for the Philadelphia Phillies is exactly the same. If you look at the lineup from 23 to 24 to 25, you're going to see so many of the same faces. It's just a matter of how they're going to sit within the lineup. But the core is here. They're a great team. Yeah. They're just trying to figure out a way to get to that World Series ring.
There are stars for days up and down this lineup, and perhaps the biggest of them all, we're going to name drop. We just chatted with Bryce Harper. No big deal. We couldn't believe that he was in year 7 of his deal, and I asked him what this uniform meant compared to what he thought he would going in.
Yeah, it's crazy. We're already kind of halfway through, right? But it's been great. I mean, just the dynamic coming every day and building relationships and just talking to everybody and being around. It's still the best. I mean, I love it every day. It's a great sport we play, and I enjoy wearing that Philly peak.
Right, and that really stands out to me. And you do something that I truly wish all superstars to do with their respective teams. It's something you did when you were in DC, but also when you came over to Philly, you really took in and embraced the entire culture of Philadelphia, even though you're from Las Vegas. Like, what is it about you that really puts you in a position to where you really want to engulf yourself in the culture?
Yeah, that's where I am. This is where my family's at. This fan base loves us as a team, and I love the city, man. It's a lot of fun to be able to, like I said, go to the bank every single day and do what I dream to do. Just playing this game that I love, and they've been so good to me and my family, and there's nothing like it.
We could ask baseball questions to you for days, but we really want to get to know you.
All right.
5 questions, going to tell us everything we need to know about you.
Perfect.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Are you nervous?
Let's do 4.
All right, let's do 4.
Let's do 4.
Okay. Favorite ice cream flavor, go.
Man, salted caramel.
All right, you just got the Fanatic tattooed on your wrist, so he has to be your number 1. Who's number 2 best mascot in the game?
Blooper.
Blooper. Good call.
It's a good second. Most used emoji on your phone?
Probably the I love you.
I love you.
Yeah.
And you're a coffee guy. Favorite coffee order?
My own. Whatever I make.
Whatever you make. You know what? Just since you said that.
He's getting coffee.
And you're a coffee aficionado. We got a surprise here. We actually got blind taste tests.
This way.
Everybody at home can see what you have.
There's 6.
But everybody know. On this side,
Bryce
you can't see
Harper,
anything.
Can you guess the coffee flavor? Are you ready? First up.
That's very watery and terrible, so I have no idea.
He's
not
snobby.
Good.
He's a snobby coffee drinker.
Ugh. Oh, there you go. They're spilling. Macchiato?
Cappuccino.
Cappuccino, yeah.
0 for 1 is something
That's
that
brutal.
you probably don't do too often.
It tastes the same. It's not good. I'm sorry.
But it's,
We're failing.
you don't like it, but it's a flat white. It's a flat white.
Oh, good.
Expensive taste, apparently. See why
Supposed to be MLB coffee.
It's going exactly how I thought it would. Are we getting closer?
That's probably
There's a little
macchiato.
sweetness in it. Yeah, let's get it.
Hey! 1 for 3. Caramel macchiato.
That's a straight espresso.
That's straight up.
2 for 4. We hitting 500.
Matcha.
What's that?
This should just throw you. Are you gamer or what?
Oh,
Oh, he's committed now.
golly, what is that?
It tastes like liquid pumpkin pie.
Oh, that tastes like, what's the tea?
Cardamom, cinnamon.
Yeah, it's a tea, isn't it? It's not coffee, is it?
No.
Yeah, that's chai.
Sky
Let's
Keys.
go, Bryce Harper.
Only 2
Good luck
misses
this
right there.
season.
Thank you.
Bryce Harper leading the way in star powers, and the pitching staff, it's all anybody can talk about when we came into camp. Jesus Luzardo, a big ad, it's easy gas. Zach Wheeler, their ace, as good as it gets, and the workhorse is next. CY catching up with Aaron Nola not too long ago.
Thanks, Lauren, here with one of the core pieces of potentially best rotation in baseball. What you think?
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah. First of all, thanks for joining us today. How's spring training been
Great.
treating you?
It's going great. Yeah, it's been a beautiful spring training and just getting back in shape and trying to get it in before we leave out in a couple weeks.
You say getting back in shape. I mean, I don't know if your arm ever gets out of shape. When you look at the track record that you've been able to have since 2021, nobody has thrown more innings than you. What are some of the keys that you feel like really contribute to you being able to be healthy on the field?
Well, I know everybody's different. Every pitcher's different. You know, some keep throwing throughout the off season. I'm not like that. I've always taken time off, and I like to take a couple months off this year. I took 2.5 months off throwing, so from going deep in the postseason in 22 and 23, and then obviously losing out early last year, I just felt like I needed a little bit more rest. So I did that, and then kind of used spring training to get back in shape and get my arm back in shape and my body back in pitching shape. So I use spring training nowadays as I get older a little bit differently.
What sets your bullpen, or your starting staff, apart from majority of other starting rotations in baseball, and this is just my opinion, is that everybody has a different weapon. You're not seeing the same thing when you're going from Wheeler to Suarez to you to Luzardo to Walker. No matter who it is, you're getting a different look from that starting pitcher. So if you could tell me, what do you feel like everybody's best weapon is? For me, I feel like it's your curveball. Your curveball, you can pull it out at any time and keep hitters off balance. Mm-hmm. Let's go through each other starting pitcher that you have on the staff and tell me what you feel their best weapon is.
Okay, well, Wheeler is his fastball. To me, he's got one of the best fastballs in the game. It's got so much jump to it, and he's so long, he gets really far out there with its extension. And with that, the upper 90s, he commands it. Sanchez, his changeup's an equalizer. But, you know, he's throwing upper 90s right now, and his sinker looks just like his changeup, or his changeup looks just like his sinker. So I'd have to go changeup for him.
He's pinpoint
Ranger's
control.
got like 4. I just think his pinpoint control with all his pitches, man. But I think his sinker. His sinker for me is number 1 for him. Luzardo, from afar and watching him here, I think his fastball. He's got some good life on his fastball. He commands it really well. He moves it around really well. Ty, split finger.
Nasty.
Split finger. When it splits on, it's nasty.
And you guys are in the postseason every year trying to get that World Series ring. I look forward to seeing it all come together. And we just talked about all the starting pitchers that you have on the staff, but we haven't heard from the catcher yet. I think Lauren's over there with one of your guys right now.
Hanging with his catcher, no big deal, who walked over and everyone said JT Realmuto is in the best shape of his life. We always say that in spring, but they said ask him what he's doing. What does that mean? What are you doing? Are you changing your exercise?
Yeah, I feel like every offseason I talk to you guys, something has changed.
Okay, tell me.
This year is just a little more. Morgan and Fury kind of put a new program together for me that was kind of a little more high intensity stuff, less like, I would say, wear and tear on the body as far as really heavy weights, and more kind of movement patterns and trying to stay as flexible but still as strong as possible.
They said Tai Chi. Are you doing that?
There's like some Budokan, like almost some jiu-jitsu style movements that I'm doing with Cam here in spring training. He brought wrestling mats and everything, so like every morning we get on the mat, roll around a little bit. It's been a lot of fun.
You're very zen. You're going to need the zen, right, for this pitching stuff. CY and I were having a discussion just earlier about where it ranks in terms of best of the game. What's the dynamic between them like that you've seen so far this spring?
I mean, they're just studs from top to bottom. I think, like you mentioned, our rotation's going to be one of, if not the best rotation in baseball this year. Lord willing, we stay healthy. Those guys are all really good, really quality stuff, good people, work hard. So it's going to be a lot of fun for me to work with them this year.
When you're working, I always think about this because you're working with so many alphas who are at the top of their game and want perfection. How do you devote the right amount of time to each? Is that a challenge? Is there a schedule? What do you do?
Yeah, it's just trying to be intentional with my time, honestly. We spend so much time here at the field that if I can just dive into each one of them separately and be able to spend a little one-on-one time with each of them and kind of build those relationships. We spend enough time here at the field where I have time to do it. I just have to be intentional about it and try to dive into each one of them individually.
I love what you said about the new ABS system. You said it was a challenge at first, but I'm learning it. You nailed a few challenges. What do you think so far?
It's definitely different. I think it puts a little more on the catcher's plate just because we have to almost play catcher and umpire at times. We're kind of we second guess ourselves quite a bit. But one thing I've noticed is just to go with your gut. And like my first game out, I didn't challenge a couple that I felt like I maybe could have. And then when I went and looked back, I was right. They did end up catching the zone. So at least for now, I'm going to try to be a little more on the aggressive side. And if I miss some, I miss some.
Kyle Schwarber's after a quick timeout. What's one word to describe him?
Schwarber. For hitting, I would say loose.
Loose.
Loose hips. We're actually trying to get Schwarber some dance lessons this spring for our little contest we're having with the rookies. So he might be learning some salsa.
Let's go. Some salsa, some dance lessons, and a hitting demo with Kyle Schwarber after this. Stay tuned. The Phillies have had a taste of the postseason the last 3 years. They want more, and it starts in Clearwater, Florida, on the backfields at spring training in search of their first World Series title since 2008. And if you need someone who knows all about what it's like to win, it's the guy with CY right now.
Thanks, Lauren. Here with Philly slugger Kyle Schwarber. Thank you so much for joining us, man. It's a couple things I want to dig into you with first, but before we get into that, moving down the lineup, how is that process going for you? Will you prefer to lead off? How do you feel about moving down the lineup?
Yeah, I mean, like I've said before, I'm just a player, and wherever my name's going to get written in that lineup is, I'm going to do it to the best of my abilities. I mean, if that's lead off, whatever, 4-hole, if it's 2, 9, whatever it is, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to freaking do what I need to do to try to help the team win.
I mean, last season set a record with leadoff home runs, but with the leadoff home runs, they're all solo homers, and you still had over 100 RBIs. You feel like moving down the lineup, do you think that translates to more RBIs naturally?
I think it's, you think of that naturally, right, that it should. And, I think just the biggest thing, you don't realize how hard it is to drive in 100 runs and to be able to score 100 runs. Those are some really tough things to do. And, when we have a lineup like ours where, you look at the depth at it and you see the way that, even the bottom of the lineup's able to produce and get on base to be able to, be at the top of the lineup and drive in 100 runs. And then obviously you have those big dogs behind. When I was hitting leadoff, the big guys behind me were, scoring 100 runs with those guys. It's, just trying to find a way on base for them.
I was talking to Kevin Long earlier. He said something you're trying to do is quiet your bat down a little bit. So I was wondering if you can show us exactly what you're talking about. But I have a video right here. If you check it out, this is what was shown to me as far as a little bit extra bat movement right before you fire. And then when it turns around on the next clip right here, the bat is trying to be a little more quiet in hopes of being a little more accurate. Is that the right approach that I'm on right now, or am I completely off?
Correct. No, I think that's a really good way to look at it, right? The way that you have to think is that the game's only getting harder and harder and harder. Since I came into the league in 2015 to where the game is at now, pitching's kind of evolved, and you have to be able to keep evolving with it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get the stance. Let's check it
Like,
out. Show me first where you feel the extra bat movement comes from.
Yeah, I mean, back if you could go back to 2015, me, and anywhere in between that, there used to be a really big load, and kind of hands were going out and around, and it was kind of the rhythm thing, right? And now the way guys are throwing really hard, really big breaking balls now, so it's like you try to evolve, and then it's kind of just getting to that spot to where besides you just take this part out and then your hands get here. right when I'm about to swing. So why wouldn't I just go from here to here, and not try to do anything in between that? So now that might take out less head movement, that might take out less hand movement, it might take out you being late with these. Now next thing you know, you're rushed and you feel rushed, and if it's not a fastball, and it's a breaking ball, you're going to swing and miss, roll it over, or if you're late on a fastball, whatever it is, right? So I think that's the biggest thing, is just being able to feel like I'm in a strong position, be able to get these things where I want them to go, and now I'm in that position. It feels like before that pitcher's in his window, but in all reality, it's probably not. But it feels like it gives me that time and that clarity with my eyes just to make my decision to swing, not swing, things like that.
Man, well, I love that so much. And granted, we started this by saying you're already great. You're already hitting 38 homers. You already driving in more than 100. But the fact that you and the rest of the Phillies guys here, whether it's Bryce Harper or Bohm or whoever it is, you're still trying to make adjustments to get better, to get that ring. So thank you so much for sharing with the world the adjustments you're here making this spring.
I appreciate it. Thanks for
Yes,
having
sir.
me on.
And the man who steers the ship, he leads by example, their skipper, Rob Thomson, on why the team as currently constructed can do damage. It's next on 30 Clubs in 15 days.
Manager interviews are presented by Sage, the official finance software partner of Major League Baseball.
Welcome back to Clearwater, Florida. It is the home of Rob Thompson's team and of last year's winners of the National League East. It's time for our manager interviews presented by Sage. Rob Thomson, I remember you at the winter meetings. You said, as currently constructed, I feel like we're good enough. COI and I were talking about how there's this perfect mix of youth and experience. What does that look like to you?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. We've added Jesus Luzardo, Max Kepler. So we've added some good pieces. And Joe Ross in the bullpen, Jordan Romano in the bullpen, and you got these young guys, Marsh and Stott and Bohm, Rojas. I mean, it's just a good mix.
When you see this team layout, it's a team that has had consistent success. I understand in Philly the expectation is to win a World Series, but when you have top 5 starting pitching, top 5 offense in pretty much all metrics, what changes as you come into a spring are you really looking to make?
Well, I think, with the additions, with the new guys, I think it's just continuity, and I think it's them getting to know each other, be a part of the clubhouse, and that's working out really well. And really, in spring training for me, it's all about health. And knock on wood, we're really healthy right now, and we just want to maintain that. And we're building innings. Our position players are at 6 innings starting the other day, and Wheeler's the first starter to go 3 innings, so we're building, and that's what we want to do.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for the time. They have the perfect mix of youth and experience. That's what Rob was just talking about. For more on this prospects, let's send it over to Sam Dykstra.
Let's take a look at the Phillies' top 5 prospects, starting with right-hander Moises Chaussee. For me, one of the steals of the trade deadline last year with an elite fastball ride up in the zone. And then there are 4 top 100 prospects. Catcher Eduardo Taiit, who they believe improved both offensively and defensively behind the plate in 2024. Outfielder Justin Crawford, he's lightning quick out there, has typically batted around 300 in his career, needs to elevate the ball a little bit more on contact. Aiden Miller, their 2023 first-round pick, a power bat at shortstop, who they believe can stick at short right up until the time he's headed toward Philadelphia and butting up against Trey Turner. And then their top prospects, and one of the top pitching prospects in all of baseball, Andrew Painter. Andrew joins us now. Andrew, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
As many people know, you underwent Tommy John surgery a few years back. You were coming back last year. We got to see you in the Arizona Fall League. Where are you in terms of your progression right now?
Yeah, I mean, through in the Fall League, got some innings under my belt, felt good, feel normal, healthy. And then coming this season, the off season, they wanted kind of just a normal off season, simulated. So later in the year I threw, and then now it's just kind of a later build-up. Throwing bullpens now and about to see some hitters next week, so excited for that.
Spring breakout is coming back. We know you won't be pitching, but you may be there. It's a little bit of a Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh rivalry with you guys going up against the Pirates. Give fans a little bit of a scouting report of what they can expect from the Phillies prospects, guys you hope to be playing with.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an exciting game. I think our farm system has improved a lot over the past couple of years. Guys like Miller, you said 4 top 100 guys right now. Taiit, young guy. So I think it's going to be really good. I know Pittsburgh has some young guys too. Bubba Chandler over there. Obviously, we saw Skeens last year what he did, but it's a lot of guys that grind. It's good chemistry in the clubhouse, and it's just guys that want to win.
All right, thanks, Andrew.
Thank you, guys.
So much. Back to you, Lauren.
What an awesome day at Phillies camp. I love visiting every year. They stand on business. It's very business-like. They know exactly what they need to do, what's expected of them, and they just get to work.
It's a confident energy that flows throughout this entire clubhouse. No matter if it's Trey Turner or Bohm or Schwarber or Harper, everybody knows their role within the team and are motivated collectively to go after that World Series ring this year. So it's fun to be around these guys and see that they have their eyes set on the prize.
First thing I said when I walked in, they're winning it all. I've said that for the last 3 years. I believe this is their year. But prediction-wise, personally, you ready for mine?
Okay.
Ladies first, because I said so.
That's right.
Someone's going to win MVP, and his name. Am I a total
that's
creeper?
good. That's good. That's the full wraparound from our cold open, and that's beautiful that you are a huge fan and you believe in him, and he's a good dude. For my prediction, I also have the Phillies there at the dance, but they're going to have to get past those Dodgers this year. But if they get past the Dodgers, they will win the World Series. And then on a personal level, I talked to Kyle Schwarber earlier, and he was so sure about himself as far as what the adjustments were that he wanted to do at the plate. If they move him down in the lineup, this is contingent, if they move him down in the lineup, he will lead the league in RBI this year.
RBI opportunities.
Absolutely.
Oh, I like that. We love the Phillies. They are completely complete. Phillies camp was a win. Awesome team, awesome vibe. See you next time.